I will read your names off and then I'll come down and give you the certificate. Is that all right with you boys? Yes. Personally, I think it was a wonderful thing that went done, and I'm really sorry that the storm down there and up here messed everything up for you. But when I was in the Army, we used to have an old drill sergeant. He said, this is good training weather. So you had a taste of that. It's behind you, and I hope you learned something from it. The boys that are here are Davy Stokes, Damon Wells, Andrew Davis, Billy Davis, Anthony Jensen, Andrew Davis, Jake Herberly, Joseph Strauss, Brendan Ryan, Gavin Catona, Henry Delicio, Blake Overton, Hunter Downey, Daniel Schultes, Michael Frasca, Andrew Wright, and the two leaders who come down here, I'll give you yours. We have one for you to hang up somewhere in a closet or someplace.
I think they all deserve it.
I'd be interested in knowing what was the highlight from each of them. Any comments? What was the thing you liked the most?
Let's start there. What was the thing you liked the most?
Really? Okay.
What was
Riding
yours?
the bike.
Getting to New York City?
Congratulations.
What was yours?
Stewart Air Base.
Stewart Air Base.
I like the whole thing. West Point.
West Point?
Oh, good.
Is that where you're going?
And what's yours?
Football.
Hunter.
Hunter, you're next. What's your favorite part of the trip?
Gonna work like this, right?
Well, I'd say Stewart.
Stewart? What was yours?
Probably Stewart too.
Stewart? Oh, you're next.
All the steep hills that we got to
You're next.
climb. All the rain.
The rain. You like the rain, huh?
Now you remember it anyway.
West Point.
West Point?
The whole thing.
The whole thing?
The helicopter.
The helicopter? Stewart Air.
Wow.
And Keith, what were you guys? What was your favorite part of the whole trip?
The bus ride home.
The bus ride. Now, which was the quietest part of the whole trip?
Every night. For those of you who don't really know what we did, I'll give you a real brief synopsis here. These guys started at the reservoir and walked to New York City down the Aqueduct. They walked a little over, just around, I guess under 80 miles. They walked and they biked 30 miles. We did most of Westchester County on bikes. They trained the entire summer. We did 8 bike rides just to qualify to go on this. Some of the houses that you see, the water siphons and things like that you've grown up, if you're like me and wondered what's in that building, they opened up and showed us. These guys got to go in a lot of the DEP buildings and see weird chambers and gatehouses and boat siphons and things like that. We overnighted at Mohonk Preserve, Ulster County Fairgrounds, Stewart Air Force Base. At Stewart, they went through a C-5 Galaxy aircraft. Got to go in the cockpit, pop out the top roof, go all through it. They had full run of the base. We went to the other side where the DEP is located, and they got to sit in the chopper that you see flying every day up and down here, play with the instruments and the cameras, all that type of stuff. I know my son said the other day when I flew over, I sat in that. So it's kind of neat there. We hiked from there to West Point, where they got a tour of West Point. They went all through West Point and got to see that. We overnighted at Lake Friedrich, which is part of West Point. The next day we crossed the Hudson and toured Bannerman Castle, which if you've ever taken the Amtrak train, you see that big castle. They got to go on the island and learn all about why that castle is there and who actually owned it. We hiked from there to, we spent Derlin Scout Reservation. We spent the night there, and we toured Constitution Island, which is the marsh right across from West Point, where they saw nesting birds and species around there. We overnighted at Hilltop Hanover Farm, just outside of Westchester County, where we learned that farming actually exists in urban areas. And that's where we started our bike ride. We rode all through Westchester County down to Kensico Dam. We saw Kensico Dam. They actually opened up, the DEP opened up and allowed us to walk across. It's closed as our dam is, but it's not even open for pedestrians. But these guys got to walk across it. And they came and did a presentation on how they check the water and what they do with the water and all sorts of things. So they got to see that. From there, they overnighted at Rockefeller State Park, which is about a quarter-mile upriver from the Tappan Zee Bridge. And they went to sleep that night overlooking the skyline of New York City and the Tappan Zee Bridge. And we walked the next day, about 4.5 miles. Every day they asked me, how far are we going? I said, 4 miles. We did 12, 13 most days. But they walked right into New York City through Van Cortlandt Park, where we went. When we hit the Bronx, we met up with a scout troop from the Bronx who guided us through that section. They got on the subway, the #1 train, and went into Manhattan, where they had dinner at the Shake Shack and overnighted the last night at the Museum of Natural History, where they were allowed full run of the museum to go through and see everything in the museum that evening. And we were supposed to go into Central Park, but due to Irene, the mayor closed all the parks. And our friends at Tonchi Transit sent a bus down and picked us up at 6:30 in the morning. We were back in the town of Walla by 9 o'clock. And everybody split from there, and we went home to make preparations for a hurricane that was coming. So we kind of got cut short at the end. We did walk through a hurricane. We did walk through an earthquake. We were actually freehand rock climbing on Breakneck Ridge when the earthquake went through. So it's been an interesting time. So they all did an excellent job. We had no issues. As a matter of fact, I carried a first aid kit and never opened it once. So that was a great thing. One thing I would like to do, recognize some people also here tonight. These boys did a great job. But a lot of people here helped us get there and invested in us personally. And I'd just like to take a moment and recognize some of those. So, Ms. Sylvia Roselle. Pass that down, Hunter. Over to Sylvia, please. Mr. Bruce Lamonda.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much.
You're
That's
welcome.
lovely.
There's the official patch from our trip that
Okay,
you're getting there.
thank you.
That's very nice, thank you.
Mr. Henry Rank.
Nice.
That is beautiful. Those are very, very nice. Thank you, thank you.
Ms. Linda Burkhart. Mr. Fred L. Thank you, sir. Mr. Burt Liefeld.
Thank you.
Is Tim Cox here this evening? Tim also helped out. Ron Wright. Mr. Wright. We recognized Mr. Wright once before, but he has helped us so many times, he's recognizable several times. Thank you. I am missing one certificate here, and I will get that, but Mr. Bugle also helped us out. Make sure you get it. Sir. Thank you. We had our closing ceremony last Saturday. At the church here, and it was put together fairly quickly, but we handed out certificates there to parents and everybody who helped out, and there was a whole stack of them, and I missed two, so I want to recognize them this evening if I can steal a minute. Dave and Heather Stokes. Come on up, Dave. I told you I was going to do this to you, I think.
The name person?